After we mastered the steps of just dividing and multiplying and subtracting, we can add the step of bring down in. We can do what we talk in class about doing, which is kicking it up a notch. And since we've already got our multiples of 5 listed, and I don't want to go through and list them again and waste everybody's time, I'm just going to keep 5 as my divisor. And let's just start with something simple like this. 5 goes into 9, or 9 divided by 5. And I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to say how many groups of 5 can go into 9. I look at my multiples. I see the closest I can get. Yes, 10 is close, but it goes over. So the closest I can get without going over is 1 times 5 is 5. And so my answer goes on the answer blank. That's 1. Next step, multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. S means subtract. And there's my remainder. And so that's where we went when we moved into the second round, just like the first round. But then I had the kids, I said, let's pretend, let's just erase that 4 right there for the remainder. Leave it down there. Remember, by the way, to make sure that that 4 is less than your divisor of 5, always, or you could take another group of 5 out. And then I would add a number like this. And just say, we didn't see that. So let's pretend that's there. What do we do now? And so we go up here, we've gone through dividing, multiplying, subtracting, and that last step in Dirty Monkey Smell Bad is to bring down. And so I had them draw an arrow just like this and put that 3 right beside the 4. And then I had them draw an arrow like this to kind of refocus them, because what I have found over the years of doing this is that this is where the kids get stuck the most, it seems like, in 4th grade. They can go through all these steps, they can bring it down, but then they're back to the divide step again. They're repeating the process, and they can say how many groups of 5 go into, but they cannot remember what it is they're trying to divide 5 into. And with this arrow kind of refocusing us, I think it helps them know, oh, how many groups of 5 can go into 43? They would come over to their chart of multiples, and I see we didn't go far enough, so now we do need to add 1. And I say, well, 48's too big. 40 looks good, and that would be 8 times 5. And so you would write your 8 up on the answer blank. Next step, multiply. 8 times 5. We're doing the exact same thing now. We're just repeating what we had done. It is a cycle. It just repeats. And then we subtract and we get 3. 3 is less than 5. There's nothing left to bring down, so we would be done. We'd have our 3. But I practiced with some groups the fact that, well, what if we added yet another number there? And then we went through the process of bringing it down, drawing another arrow, so they could see it is a cycle. It literally could go on and on forever. But on this one, we're just going to say we're done. And so our answer would be 18R3. And we would come over here and take 18 times 5 to check, because we always check our work. And on the test, when we take the test, I will require that they check their work, which is one reason the tests seem to take so long. And 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 4 is 9, plus the 3 of our remainder, and we get 93, which matches, so we're done. So let's just do one more, and this time we won't add the digit later. I just started adding the digit, that second digit, after they did the first cycle, so they wouldn't get sidetracked, because sometimes they see that first digit and they just panic. Let's make this a little different. Let's make it a little bigger. We're going to stay with 5 again. But instead of just 5, let's do that. Okay, so we would ask 5, how many groups of 5 can go into 1? Can't do it. So I would move over. How many groups of 5 go into 13? I would come over here and see 10 is as close as I can get. So I would put the 2, because 2 times 5 is 10, above the 3. It's important that we're lining up these digits where they go. Next step is multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. S is subtract. We subtract, we get 3, and then we are to the B, bring down, and we bring down the 1. And then, to help us remember, we're going to draw that arrow there, and we're back to the top of the cycle again, dividing, asking the question, how many groups of 5 can you take out of? And I follow my arrow, 31. Come over here, and I see I can get very close. I can get 6 times 5 is 30. So 6 goes above the 1. Multiply 6 times 5. That's 30. I subtract. I have 1 left over. 1 is less than 5. There's nothing left to bring down, so I'm done. So to check my work, 26 times 5, 0, 3, 130, plus a remainder of 1, 131. It matches. We are done. Hopefully this helps some of you explain this or understand this yourselves.